since we're finishing and we got to see a certain somebody in here, I wanted to make sure that we remember where this all started. This is the original title card for Burst Through the Heavens with Your Drill. And I had to be wearing it for this. So, Mike, go ahead.
Let's go, buddy.
Oh.
Episode 26. After merging with Lord Genome's ship and transforming into the gigantic super galaxy Gurren Lagann, Simon and his friends successfully fight back against the enemy. However, the enemy traps them in a world of dreams and desires. Just when all hope seems lost, an ally from the past reappears. You want to know what this episode reminds me of?
Go ahead.
That famous Superman story.
Oh, the man.
What do you get? What do you get for the man who has everything?
Yep.
And when you know who appears,
the real you know who.
The real you know who.
Yeah.
That's this lives up to the hype.
I said all those times that I was really disappointed that you never get to see Kamina meet Nia. You never get to see Kamina get to see a non-pain in the ass Kitan. You never get to see Kamina meet dickhead forehead boy Rasu. I was very, very specific to never say that you never get to see Kamina meet adult I am the man I need to be, Simone, because you finally get to, with one episode left before the finale. And I cannot tell you the goosebumps I get every time when I get to hear him say, "What's the matter, buddy? Lost your drill? It's too bad." And you just turn around and you see him just resting with his katana on the thing, ready to comfort his bro when he needs it. I'm just like,
now I gotta ask, is that like, have we heard that specific line before, or is that new to that scene?
The lost your drill part? Or
yeah, the what's the matter? Lost your drill?
No, that is completely new to that scene. There's never been a time where he says, "Did you lose your drill?" before, because he gets it after he meets, after we see him talk with Kamina the first time. He always has the drill on him that entire time. So no, that's not a callback or anything. No.
Okay. The only reason I asked though is because it feels like such a Kamina line.
Oh yeah.
Like that. As soon as you hear that, you immediately think to yourself, it's going to be okay.
It is, because he always says, like, your drill is your soul. And that was before we even got the core drill. And man, it's just, well, he had the core drill at that point, but it's just, man, I can't explain in words properly how much I love the ending of this episode, but we've got a bit to go through before we get to that.
How about we talk about the flashback to the first time, like, or I guess they kind of frame it as like Simone and Kamina's first adventure.
Yeah, it's what I will say openly, it's their version of what in this space their first adventure is, because this is technically a dream state. That's not something that,
right?
Yeah, like I get what you're saying, but yeah, the flashback with them being jewel thieves and stealing from beastmen. With the little tiny details we need to get into, Simone is never completely lost in these scenes, and they show it with one minor thing. What is the one thing that Simone keeps as his take during all of this? Nia's ring.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. The one thing where he goes, where he's like, he gives them the one thing that he's like, what means most to you? In his head, Nia's ring. What's he been trying to get back to? Nia's ring. We're going to get back to one of the best fucking scenes in this entire show at the end of it, also involving Nia's ring, but we will get there. But yeah,
Wait a minute. Yeah. In hindsight, I'm thinking about it. Because we didn't see that ring until later, so it wouldn't have made sense that Kamina gave it to him.
No, it wouldn't.
But
and they mentioned Beastman.
Yeah,
go ahead.
But Kamina giving it to him, like in that sequence, was one of the tells that wait a minute.
Yep. Yeah, but we do have a little bit to get there that I don't want to ignore before we get to the flashbacks, because there's a lot to digest in those flashbacks, even though they're there for just a little bit outside of Simone and Kamina's.
Another thing I want to point out, as if you're a Rick and Morty fan, this is kind of funny how like when they're cutting to like all these different like dream sequences, you see it framed as a TV channel or like So in my mind, I was thinking, is this Gurren Lagann's interdimensional cable?
You're not far off. And the fact that you actually have one point Kamina literally shutting the TV off at one point. I don't know much about Rick and Morty other than a couple of obvious GIFs and other jokes and stuff that I've seen. But like, yeah, you're not far off. But we need to get into just exactly how we've reached near peak ridiculousness of this show. And when everybody talks about the most out there, we fully acknowledge that we're ridiculous, is when they start throwing planets at the super galaxy Gurren Lagann and firing, to quote them exactly, probability altering missiles.
Also, Attenborough bonds with Lord Genome when he says, "I agree. Fire all the everythings."
And Attenborough finally gets his moment, and literally Lord Genome just shoots up these things where he's like, "It's finally gonna work. I get to press the button and it's going to do something." And then he just looks, and then everybody's there with him. He's like, "Yeah, buddy, let's fire them fucking missiles." He's just like, "Yes!" But before we get too far, there's two other little things I have to mention. A, I love the contrast that we ended that last episode with Lieber Me from Hell, the ultra serious version.
Mm-hmm.
And this episode starts with Rap is a Man's Soul, the more cheerier version. And he literally face palms and just rips the face off of the front side of that gunman, or the front side of that anti-spiral. And also, we have to mention that not only did Simone get Kamina glasses when that final transformation happened, the fucking gunman got Kamina glasses. 2 sets of them, mind you. Oh, man. Well, hold on. And we're going to get into some heavy stuff, too, because there's a lot of actual plot detail outside of that. But, and again, I say this a lot, but they say a lot of stuff, again, as if they're mowing the lawn. I'll make a different thing. There's so much power coming from the core, it's as if a small galaxy's being born. It's just, Liron, stop talking. You don't understand how ridiculous you are, even though you're telling the truth. And talking about Lord Genome bonding with Attenborough, what is the other one person he got to bond in with this? When we talk about the anti-spiral showing Simone what the future is. And it's basically, they're going to evolve so much that eventually the universe can't take it, and a black hole will try to swallow everything. Lord Genome point blank tells him that it's not a lie. And Simone knows it's not a lie because Viral's losing his shit and he's like, the one time I cannot have you give up on me. What the hell's wrong with you? Don't swallow this garbage. And what is the other thing that Genome says to Simone? That the other truth.
The other truth is that Nia is out there. So go get her.
You finally get the dad, for crying out loud, going, no, we're going to go get my little girl. Let's go get Nia.
Fucking this show. Lest we forget Buddha.
Oh, trust me, I was not going to forget to mention fucking Buddha. You thought that Buddha got to have his cool moment in the last episode. I had to again bite my tongue.
That was just an appetizer. This, though, we get to see human Buddha?
Yeah.
Or humanoid, at least.
Humanoid, yes. The unlisted version of spiral energy that we couldn't identify.
Keep talking, because I gotta confirm that is who I think it is.
Yep. But we had to get a really cool moment where you get to finally see what the anti-spiral looks like when he talks with Genome, and I'll wait for your, because I want to ask you your opinion on that. And you get to see Genome and him talk. Go ahead.
Okay, so it's Julianne Taylor, who, if that sounds familiar, has been in shows like Bleach.
Yep. And
she plays like everyone.
Oh, yeah.
Hine in Fooly Cooly.
Nice.
Progressive, so probably the sequel. Yeah. And just so many others.
Oh, yeah. It's one of those people where it's like they voice the younger... They're one of those people that are selected to voice the young kids because it's an older woman and they can pull off those voices.
Yep.
But, yeah, it's... You get to see he's like, you're acting awfully cordial for this moment when with all your power you could just destroy us, but you need to be a dick about it. He basically tells him, you're showing off. You could just destroy us. You don't need to do all this extra garbage. You're going out of your way to try and show how much more powerful you are. I have to ask you, what do you think of what the anti-spiral looks like?
He looks... the words aren't coming to me, but he looks plain.
He looks just weird is the only way I can describe him.
The fact that I couldn't come up with a word off the top of my head, like you warned me when you said, when you finally see the anti-spiral, it looks like it's ripped from a different show.
It is. He's the only character in the entire show that has a consistent animation, even when he's standing still. Like the entire time he's talking, his body is reforming into like different stuff, and like he looks like a. Oh, it just hit me. It's an old Nickelodeon show where the superheroes are drawn with chalk.
Chalk Zone?
Chalk Zone. He kind of reminds me of Chalk Zone. Like a really demented, evil version looking of Chalk Zone.
Wow. That is a deep cut.
That is I've always thought like that reminds me of something so much, and it finally hit me. But you want to talk about them finally, like, where he's like, all right, I've trapped you, you're done, and I'm going to go away. But before we get to all that, again, talking with just how ridiculous they get, they literally fire missiles into the future and past to stop them from hiding. Like, instead of coordinate controls, we get time controls. Near past, -10, near future, +8. And they're firing on the time axis.
They're literally firing on all cylinders.
Literally. And Dayaka just finally has enough of Genome spitting psychobabble when he talks about they're going to come in as with a random Schrodinger warp. He's just like, for the love of God, please. I've listened to Leron for 7 years. Someone needs to speak to me in English. And freaking Leyte. Finally, we get to see Simone, quote unquote, cut loose because you've been hanging in there, and we get to see the second biggest Giga drill break in the show. That is a 2-tipped drill.
Wait, only the second biggest?
It's only we got another episode, dude.
Right.
And plus, we need to still watch the ending scene of the movie.
Right.
It's what went through your head when Kamina came up in the eye catch?
I thought he was only going to appear in Simone's sequence. I didn't think he'd be in all of them.
Yep. Yeah. Kind of be the guy that rips everybody out. Like, in, I guess we could, other than the psychobabble of like the world will come to an end if we keep evolving like that, and it's true, which is a very big plot detail, and then Simone, I love the responses in these shows. He's just like, you will risk everything to do that. You will end everything. No, dumbass. I'm going to protect both of them. There's not an A or B scenario. I'm going to protect both. But we're focused now, I guess, in these dream sequences. We get to see Jewel Thief, Simone Kamina, Bounty Hunter Yoko, like appliance workers, Leron, Dayaka, and I can't remember who else was on the power line with them.
It wasn't Gimme and Dari, was it?
No, because Gimme and Dari were in somewhere else. I can't remember where. And then Dayaka was in bed, and then someone else was laying next to him. I can't exactly remember where. But anyway, the ones that they give the most attention to, oh no, and also the one where I had to remake sure that it's made aware that Viral can't have kids.
Right.
The happiest moment he has is having a family. Like, Viral, of all people, wanted a family. That's what he thought of first. And he's like, oh, I get it. I was having a happy thought. I was having to have such a sappy dream, too.
That was the flashback that made me think of For the Man Who Has Everything.
Yep. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And like, there's that one and Yoko's. But we'll get, because they go in order. You don't get to see the happy version of Simone's for very long, because then it cuts to where he found Nia, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to see groveling. And just how powerful, and I love the fact that little noise that is basically the signification of the core drill, that just wong, wong, and I'm not going to try and imitate it any longer because I don't get it right. But you get to hear that pulsating the entire time Kamina is like groveling. And again, it just turns back and you get to see Kamina just chilling there. And the fact that you get to him is like, you honestly think there could be more than one of me? Who the hell do you think I am? Do you think I'm that idiot? Or do you think I'm me? Your drill needs to be different than that pebble that is on the ground right there. And he's like, what is your drill supposed to do? You tell me for once. And I need to shut up because I'm saying literally everything in the episode. Go.
I'll just pick up where you left off. Just repeating one more time that when you see that Kamina in the scene, that was your first hint that everything is going to be okay. They're going to survive.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's one thing if he just shows up in Simone's dream because, they were bros.
Yeah.
But the fact that he shows up in Yoko's, And does he show up in the rest of them?
He doesn't really show up in the rest of them, but he sets off the kind of, hey, look, and you see the drill. You get to see Simone turn into Gurren and leave. He's kind of the guy that goes, I'm shutting off all this crap. You're all leaving. You see him in Yoko's and you see him in Simone's.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's important because he had the biggest impact on those two characters.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess I just got that confused with
it's fine.
Everyone who's trapped in their dream world has a drill.
Yes.
That drill is their ticket to freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And that freedom comes in probably one of the weirdest yet coolest moments ever. Once we cut to Nia and the ring.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's not quite get there yet.
Oh, okay.
Let's not quite get there yet, because I don't want to skip over the conversation that Kamina and Simone have before that happens.
Right, because that conversation is that conversation is the heart of everything.
Yeah, it is. You get to finally see Simone at his, if we're going to talk in Pokemon or Digimon terms, his Kamina form, talking to Kamina. And he's just like, you need to go get out of here. You're going to do what you need to do. My universe is in here. And he points at Simone. I almost called him Samina in that moment there. Points at Simone's chest.
That's pretty accurate.
It's pretty accurate. He points at Simone's chest. And he's just like, you need to go get and do what's done. And you get to, before this, you see him after he punches out the pussy version of Kamina that the anti-spiral was trying to make him see. And that is, he is the drill who appears the heavens, which also, I've never mentioned it this entire time. That is what Gurren Lagann translates to. Pierce the heavens.
Makes sense.
I've never said that before, but... And then you get to see him just, bud, you need to go do this. And when he turns up into himself and they have the little conversation and he just does the simplest stuff, like he looks at him. It's like, when the hell did you get taller than me? He goes, oh yeah, I suppose. And you actually get to hear them as adults have a laugh together.
That,
yeah, that just sang at my soul when I got to do that. And it's just, when he talks to him, he's like, this is goodbye, like for real this time. He's like, no, it's not.
Yeah. When he says this, he's like, okay, for real this time, this is goodbye. Simone says, nope, you're not going anywhere. You're here. You are right here.
Yep. And then it's not just me, bozo. And he points back to the chest that he opens with the drill, and everybody that died is there too. And
Ketone, Jorgen,
Balambo, Kid, Iraq, and Keaton.
All the friends he made along the way.
Exactly. And then you see him. The fact that you actually get to physically see Simone turn into Gurren is really cool. And and the fact that they call back to later, buddy, till the last thing he says to Kamina before he leaves is "Let's go, buddy." Literally paid off everything, including how he wasn't even upset that the last alternate reality that Yoko sees is her marrying Keaton.
There's a video on YouTube that I've resisted watching.
Mm-hmm.
It's the title is like the most misunderstood character in anime, Kamina. I'm waiting until we finish the series to watch it.
Yep.
But I'll make sure when episode 27 is posted that's in the description. But this episode is the reason why I'm kind of glad I waited. Because this is probably Kamina's best moment, and he's not even alive.
Yeah,
but he is alive in their hearts.
He is. He's just like, I'm not mad. I'm not anything. You deserve to be happy. I don't care who it's with. It's the exact thing Simone turned into. I'm happy if all of you are happy.
Now, with that said, are you ready?
Go.
So, one of the weirdest yet coolest moments to end this episode is, so you know the ring that Nia has been holding this whole time?
Yep.
And that's been their anchor? So, this episode ends with the ring opening up, and bursting out comes the Super Galaxy Gurren Lagann.
Yes.
Or the ultimate Super Galaxy Lagann.
You'll see it. You get the regular version of it, but still, it's just like, this is the closest thing to you getting to see Nia do a Giga Drill break. It's so close. And I was just like, the only thing that could have made that better, and I understand why they did it, and I'm glad why they didn't do it, is if she, in her words, would have said the thing. I was just like, it's a good thing they didn't do it. But in my heart, I wanted to hear Nia see the words. Yeah. And also, again, they call back to another moment in the end of the Simone Get Your Shit Together arc.
Oh?
The catch opens up, and you see nothing but Simone's jacket, which is now a full-on trench coat, and you just see him turn around and give the look like, shit's done. We're done with sadness. It's go time. And you just, sorry I'm late. And they call that back again when he's going on to the Super Galaxy, the Art Gurren for the first time. He says, sorry I'm late, guys. And then when he finally gets to Nia, he apologizes for being late with Nia.
Those were his go-to moments.
They were. It's just, and she barely says anything other than, why are you holding on so long? Because Simone's going to come. That's always been her thing. I don't know why, but I just know Simone's going to make it.
One more episode to go.
One more episode to go. Again, I think it's going to be an emphatic no, but I have to ask, is there anything you would change?
Okay. Objectively, no. Subjectively, man, I hope with the series finale that Vero finds happiness.
I'm going to not attempt to spoil anything. I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and talk in the most monotone as I can possible. Because we legit have one episode and a scene left. Which, by the way, don't look it up. Before we do the episode, I'm going to watch that scene with you live on here before the recording happens so we don't get any weird copyright stupidity. We're just going to watch it and then go live afterwards.
You mean the last 5 minutes of next episode?
No, of the movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we'll do that. But, all right. Mike, where can everybody find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at CaptainK42. Check out all my quick thoughts at letterboxd.com/CoachK42. All of the various Facebook groups, just at my name. Find Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. Apple, Anchor, Spotify. That's where you can find all our podcasts. Last but not least, don't forget to check out renegadepopculture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
Yes, sir. You can find me again on some of those podcasts. I've done one for X-Men Retrospective. I've done a mental health one, Last of Us, and one that I'll be recording tomorrow. I'm going to be one tired SOB during, but that's fine. And you can find me everywhere at Organoid Zero, mostly Twitch. And we got an episode and some change left. We are almost done. So we will see you guys next time. I love you all. Spin on, and we will see you there.
Peace.